I actually did a lot of good work in collecting volumes I needed for the collection. No. I should probably check the bank account though. Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Jake and this is my most recent manga haul since the last manga haul video that we posted on the channel. Remember, there's a lot of things that happen in my life, but one thing is consistent: to cope with the pain and existential crisis that I have with work, adulting, life, whatever. You know, I like reading. The haul we got today is an interesting one. It's got light novels, it's got manga, it's got manhwa, it's got art books, box sets, everything that you need in this. We're going to showcase it off today from a lot of different retailers, from a lot of different levels, as well several different genres. So I'm excited to get into it. Let's talk about the books that I got this month. The first one that we've got today is a fan favorite series, Jujutsu Kaisen. One of the big shonen out right now during this time, at the time of this recording. And this is the second of the side story novels of Jujutsu Kaisen in the Jujutsu Kaisen universe, this being Thorny Road at Dawn. This has 5 different stories inside of it about all of your favorite Jujutsu Kaisen characters over by Viz. I really like side story series as well. One of my favorites I'll actually show you later in this haul, one of my favorite side story series, but I really like the environment building, the character building, you know, getting to add a little bit more to the people that you know and love in the series and maybe get a little bit of background on them and stuff. And so I'm excited to get to reading this. I haven't read the other one yet. The first one, Summer Ashes, something or other like that you could find. I put it on screen for you so you'll be able to know. But anyways, I've only heard good things about these. I haven't known too many people to read these, but the people that have said that they've been really good and really fun and enjoyable. So if you're a fan of Jujutsu Kaisen and you want something a little bit different, probably a little bit more fun than what you usually get in the Jujutsu Kaisen series, this may be something that you want to pick up. Another part of the new releases is Go Go Loser Ranger Volume 4. This is your classic overthrowing the government type thing, but think of Power Rangers, but the Power Rangers took over Rita and their evil group, and then they had Rita and all the other survivors just reenact the final battle every single day. This story follows one of those characters of the old evil army, decides, you know what, I'm fed up with this, and decides to overthrow the government. I've got 4 volumes now. I still haven't read it yet. Oh my goodness. But now with 4 volumes, I'm at that point in my time where I'm like, okay, I'm not buying another volume until I start reading this series. So I'm going to start getting into it. Let me know your thoughts if you have read it as well. And you know what? We'll see what happens. A series that I have read this volume already and can tell you a little bit about if you want to go watch my previous video here on the channel talking about the Boxer. Yen Press sent me the first volume for free of the Boxer, and Eyes Press also sent me the first volume, and so I went out and bought the second volume, and I absolutely love this series. This boxing series talks about the humanities of boxing, the realism of boxing, but also kind of gives that like edgy shonen feel of like boxing. It's got that kind of dark side to it, kind of like Blue Lock does, where it's like, it's not just like Haiku where it's like, yeah, team. It's a lot more serious than that. It's a lot more sinister at times than that. It's a lot darker than that. So I'm really excited to see where this series continues. I very much enjoyed it, and if you want a little bit more spoiler-free review, by the way, you can check out the iCard that popped up top to be able to know what is all about this series. That JH, by the way, JH also has a really popular series that just started recently or is coming out very soon, The Horizon. I know a lot of people have been raving about that the last couple months or so. This is the same person that created the Boxer and the Horizon together, and so I think they're 2 for 2 from what I'm hearing in terms of good series, so might want to check it out. And now we've got Tatsuki Fujimoto Before Chainsaw Man 22 to 26. This is the second volume of the Tatsuki Fujimoto Before Chainsaw Man, and if you're wondering what the heck kind of title is that, so Tatsuki Fujimoto is the mangaka that created Chainsaw Man, and so this is kind of a collection of some of his much less known one-shots, not like Goodbye Eri or Look Back or Just Listen to the Song, where these are ones that he created before he blew up essentially with Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch and stuff like that. So I haven't read it yet. I'm excited because I would say that Tatsuki Fujimoto with, you know, Chainsaw Man, Goodbye Eri, Just Listen to the Song, Look Back, I mean, arguably up there with like Tatsuya Endo as well as my favorite mangaka. So I'm very excited to be able to read this, very excited to get this. I wanted to wait to read the Tatsuki Fujimoto before Chainsaw Man's until I got this one, and now that I have it, I'm excited to get into it. This is a series though that is ending as well. Catch These Hands Volume 4. Now this is a Yuri kind of delinquent series as well. As high school delinquent rivals meet back, they become sweethearts in a sense, I guess, sort of. Volume 1, it's a little bit more complex than that. But anyways, this was a fun Yuri rom-com series. I enjoyed the first couple volumes, and now we're going to be able to read the fourth and final volume of the series. It's very short, it's very quick, it's very fun. These books are not very big either, so if you want something lighthearted, you want something quick, fun, something slightly refreshing, go pick this up. I like the characters and their dynamic a little bit, and you know, the adventures that they go on, and I have a little bit more to read in order to make a final opinion, but I like that it's kind of a shorter series as well, because I feel like a lot of times these longer like rom-com series like this can get super repetitive really quick and super old. So I'm glad that it's just quick. I hope it wraps up well, and I'm excited for Murata's ending of the story. One rom-com series that I am perfectly fine with its length as of right now. I know that some people don't enjoy its length. Komi Can't Communicate. This is volume 24. I've actually already read this volume as well by Tomohito Oda. Excellent series in my opinion. I love this volume. I loved the adventure that took place in there. I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't read it yet, but it was super funny. It was good. I enjoyed it. There was a little bit more inside of it as well, and just social anxiety meets, I mean, he's kind of generic cookie cutter, but like, I think it's a cool dynamic between the two of them because he's also kind of got some social anxiety as well. It's fun. The characters are adorable, especially these two's dynamic together. I think they just fill a void in my soul. It's an excellent series. Go ahead, start getting this if you can. I think Komi Can't Communicate also has like a really small box set that is out, so if you want to jump into it, maybe you haven't yet, that's probably the best route to go to. Another volume I've already read, not recently, I read this online a while ago, Kaiju number 8 volume 6. Now I know Kaiju number 8, the anime, has been getting railed on its character design, just absolutely dragged on the floor on social media, but the manga is really good, I promise. I really enjoyed it. This was one of the few series that I read super quickly online, just way past the English publication dates. I think I read like the first 65 chapters before volume 1 released in English. I was that hooked on Kaiju number 8, and so I'm waiting for the manga to catch up so then I can start reading it physically as well where it left off. But I've read through this volume. It's a great volume. Kaiju number 8 is your classic like Jujutsu Kaisen type of story, but it's a lot more relatable, especially to the adults. So like shonen, you know, 13-year-old fans may not relate a little bit as much to the main character, but old gurus like myself in their, we're just gonna say late 20s, it feels like an MC that you can like really cheer for and really come to love, like a little bit more than a lot of your other typical shonens. The art in here is incredible. Nayo Matsumoto does an excellent job with the full page and double page panels. Exceptional. One of the best that I've read so far that does that kind of style at times for intense moments. Beautiful scenery and backgrounds as well in this series. I absolutely love the characters and just everything about it. Now, you may know Tatsuya Endo for Spy Family, the hit series, one that I personally absolutely love myself. But did you know Tatsuya Endo before Spy Family? This is Tista, Volume 1 of this series. I believe Tista was only a 3-volume series in Japan, so there's 2 more volumes, I would assume, in English on the way. The story and art is done by Tatsuya Endo, but this, I mean, this is a little interesting, I would say. I saw this one time, I think it was like a week before it released on Right Stuff, and I was like, what is this series? And then I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I know who that mangaka is. This person is a serial killer, according to authorities, hunting down specific people, but also this person duels as a university student trying to be a teacher. So with that dynamic, I'm curious to see where this goes. Is this like super dark? Is this a little more light-hearted, fun shonen at times, kind of like Spy Family is? But I mean, I just don't know. It's very interesting with this double life as well. We know that Tatsuya Endo does an excellent job with double life characters and double life series, hence, I mean, Spy Family is literally the definition of that. So I have a feeling that a little bit of this series somewhat inspired Spy Family after reading the premise about this. I haven't read it yet, but I'm looking forward to reading this eventually, maybe even doing like a little review video on it, like talking about it and maybe how it inspired a little bit Spy Family. But I feel like I gotta wait until the end. I read all 3 volumes before I make a sort of claim like that. But I'm really curious about this. Let me know if you've read it and enjoy it. Now, you want typical shonen. These next couple volumes will really give you typical shonen. The first one is Dandadan Volume 3. Now, I haven't read this yet, but Dandadan is ridiculous. Dandadan is incredibly funny, Dandadan is fun, and Dandadan is very enjoyable. I really enjoy this, and I hope you enjoy it as well. This is just wacky ghost alien adventures with our 2 main characters right here. Also, a little bit of little romance in there, I think, sprinkled in there, at least when I read the first volume of Dandadan. That's kind of the inside of what you get, but not too much more on that. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but this is, I mean, this does have, just a fair warning, this does have a little bit of the, dare I say, typical shonen-ness to it, where they make jokes that are like, okay, I would have definitely made this joke at 13, maybe not at 28 or 26 or whatever, but I definitely would have at like 13, 14, 15. So that's the type of action pack you've gotten there. I really do like Dandadan though, as a manga volume in all seriousness. I think Yukinobu Tatsu has done an excellent job so far with this, and I know a lot of people like Scamboli reviews as well really enjoy this series and really ask people, yo, like, read this series. It's so fun. And so I'm excited to jump in more. One that you can find countless videos about, and I don't really need an introduction for this, One Piece, Wano Arc, Volume 102, Ichiro Oda. What more do you really need to know? 102 volumes. I am, by the way, up to date on the insane saga that is One Piece. I own all 102 volumes, and I'm thinking about really starting to read through each arc, getting through each arc and telling you all about it, what I feel about it, things of that nature, maybe even not even worried about spoils, and maybe eventually even ranking the One Piece arcs. I don't know. The possibilities are endless with this series, and we'll see how it goes. Although One Piece is over 100 volumes, there is a series though that I absolutely love that is nearing the end of its saga. It is Kaguya-sama Love is War Volume 25, concluded in Japan. It will be coming soon in the United States. Akasaka, an excellent mangaka in this series. I love Kaguya-sama Love is War. It's one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. This is seinen, psychological, surreal comedy, I would say, at its finest. If you are a more adult person and you just understand that high school relationships and things like that are just bizarre, wild, over-the-top shenanigans, this is the epitome of all of that together and more. I'm excited to get into the manga and start reading it soon. I'm just an anime only as of right now, but from what I've heard from people like Jeff Threw over in Mother's Basement and other people, the narration and the storytelling in the manga is so good, and the anime's got a long way to go. I think the anime right now is only through like 15 or 16 volumes, I think, so just like a little bit over halfway, and so we have a lot of anime to go through. So I don't know if I can wait that long, especially since we're nearing the end and I'll have all the manga volumes. Thinking about doing it here soon. Another series though that is that rom-com style that I have been keeping up to date as new volumes release in English. It is Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro volume 14. I love Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. I know it's cringe at times. I know it's like secondhand embarrassment at times, but I just love the dynamic between Nagatoro and Senpai. It's super cute. It's super fun. I love where the anime is kind of gone with it as well in season 2. It's very nice, it's very fun, it's very good. I love seeing that stuff come to life. I love seeing as well just these beautiful volumes. I think, you know, Vertical has done an excellent job with these volumes, not only just in quality control, but also just with how they feel, the bright colors, the covers of Nagatoro. It's a wonderful series. I do absolutely love it. You have to go into it with like, you know, just one of those like turn your brains off type of deal. Like, I read this story just for the enjoyment, just for the fun, not necessarily for like rating the jokes. Are they the best jokes? Because I think Kaguya-sama would actually win that. It's just lighthearted fun. It's cringe, and if you know me, you know I love cringe. Another thing I'm going to show you real quick, try not to show you too much. I got the second box set of Sweat and Soap. This is the final box set. I'm only showing you this right now because I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and stuff say that like the volumes or the box set cover kind of like spoil, so be wary of that. I guess you really just don't want to be spoiled about anything and you want to go in absolutely completely blind with no expectations whatsoever. This is an office rom-com series that has a lot of people by surprise, and myself included. This is about, you know, this gal right here. I think her name is Asako. She works at this like beauty company, this what's the toiletries and like perfume and stuff, and she loves what she does because the product itself that they make hides her body odor. She's very conscious about her body odor. She sweats a lot. This guy, I believe he's like head product manager of development or something like that. He catches a sniff and he just sniffs her out, and then there starts the office adult romance. And I mean, people love the adult office romance genre. I mean, look at stuff like Otakoi, and Sweat and Soap kind of like fits that bill of that same type of stuff. If you love Otakoi as much as I do, you should definitely, like me, get into Sweat and Soap and try it out. I have all the manga volumes now, so maybe I'll just do a quick read of it, a nice light read. This comes with, by the way, volumes 7 through 11 of the series, 11 again being the final volume, along with this bonus volume in here. And it's not really a bonus volume. This is actually a gift. I'm not going to open up the gift because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's quite fun. I really like it. And this illustration right here of them in the sun, I don't want to get banned on YouTube. The next one that I'm gonna show you is a little bit too big to fit on one thing right here, but it is the Art of Demon Slayer, the hardback version from Viz. This is basically an art book of Demon Slayer. Oh gosh, it's like too big for my setup. I absolutely love the art of Demon Slayer. Wow, that page didn't have anything. And this is just an incredible, awesome, encompassing art book. It's very hard for me to showcase all this stuff, so just go get it yourself. If you love Demon Slayer, you love the story, especially if you love the anime as well. I love this. I want more art books. I'm glad I got this. I'm also got Haiku on the way as well, and so I'm excited about all these things. Okay, moving along, we've got volume 6 of Blue Lock, one of the new releases that I've got in this haul. Blue Lock, edgy soccer, trying to find the next big time striker in Japan. I've seen a lot of quality control issues people have been saying, especially HVL manga, about this volume specifically. And I mean, it kind of worries me because Kodansha usually doesn't print volumes so fast, but I feel like they're pumping out Blue Lock at just a super high rate, and I feel like it's kind of hurting the quality control of Blue Lock volumes. So Kodansha, if you're listening, slow down, babe. Slow down, honey. Please. I'm begging you right now. I don't know where volume 6 lies in the anime. I think it's in part 2. It's still going on in Japan as of right now, so it's definitely not done yet. I haven't caught up with the second season of Blue Lock. I've still got to get in that and watch it, but I am excited for it because I did really enjoy volume 1 and the first couple books as well of the manga series. One series that I did watch its anime in its entirety over on Netflix, I believe I watched it. I think that's like the only place you can watch it now. But anyways, this is a side story post original series, K-On! Shuffle. Now this is apparently like 3 girls from the same high school that joined after the band graduated and stuff, I believe. Yeah, they saw the group play at the high school festival, and then they're like, oh yeah, band. And so it's a little bit more moe, you know, it's cute girls doing cute things. I haven't read this. I assume there's going to be more volumes because this just says volume 1. I don't know how many there are going to be in K-On! Shuffle, but it also looks like it's the same style of like paneling and stuff as the original K-On!, which is really, really nice. So you can go ahead and not have too much of a difference as you're reading this series. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm not going to have the expectation that it's as good as K-On! because that would be a very hard thing to follow up and accomplish, but I do hope it gives me kind of similar enjoyments as well to a series that I adore, really love, and enjoy. Man, a series that I really love and enjoy. I mean, when I told you about how I love trash, this is it. This is the trash that I love. It is Rent a Girlfriend volume 18. I haven't read this volume yet. I'm probably going to read it tonight, actually. Again, one of those series that I just continuously read as the new volumes come out. This is exactly what it sounds like. This guy rents girlfriends and he's got a whole harem, and it's absolute trash. It's absolute cringe. The plot progression is absolutely terrible, but you know what? I like it. I think it's a lot of fun. I just kind of, again, turn my brain off and just watch and laugh and be embarrassed as well and cringe. And I mean, eventually he's gonna pick one of the girls, right? He's got to. There's no way they can all be together. I can imagine most of them being together at the same time, but like definitely not all of them. Not unless there's some plot progression and some character development in this story, which this series, it's not for the faint of heart. It's very like 1 step forward, 2 steps back in terms of its like character and plot progression. It feels like there are some moments though that, especially our main character, he gets like pretty good, and then it's just like, oh boy, here we go again. But I love it. Don't judge me. Looking at you, manga alerts in Winter Venom. This next volume I got is Tokyo Revengers Omnibus volumes 9 and 10. I'm excited now. 10 volumes into Tokyo Revengers. The getting is about to be getting good. I'm excited to see where our main character continues in here, how kind of his actions affect the future, and how, you know, he's got to go back and how screwed up it gets when he changes the future, and you know how problems could eventually be solved. I'm interested. These kids still don't feel like middle school kids, I will say. They got to be high schoolers, right? Like, this is delinquent manga if you're not sure what it is. This is also a time travel manga as well. Now, if time travel is isekai, I'm not 100% sure. Now, our main character has to go back into his past of the delinquent middle school days to prevent things in the future for him and people he knows and love through this dark depth of gang violence in this. This is all about delinquents. This is all about gang violence. This is, some of this stuff is even tough in here as well. There's 2 seasons of the anime, I believe, already out, so if you don't know it from just that, well, start watching it and start reading it because it's very, very cool. They are only coming out in these omnibus volumes as well, so they're a little bit more pricey over from the 7 Seas printing, but I think they're pretty good quality. I think they're pretty easy to read as well, and the art is pretty all right with Ken Wakui. So if you're interested, go check this out. I haven't even taken this out of the wrapping yet. My Dress Up Darling Volume 8. I've been so busy, I haven't even read my Dress Up Darling. Oh my gosh, I'm such a fake fan. This, I mean, definitely parental advising over here, but this is one of my favorite romance anime. This is a great story, at least through the first 7 volumes that I've read in the anime adaptation as well, about accepting one another in a relationship. So you have 2 very different entities. You have the main girl, Marin Kitagawa, who is the fashionista, who is uber popular, and she likes cosplay a lot, and she's an otaku, which is always points in my book, you know. But then you have the MC, and although he's like, I mean, again, like most male MCs in rom-coms, romance, anime, manga, stuff like that, he's pretty cookie cutter. But the thing with him that makes him different from the others, in my opinion, is not that his interest is in doll creation. I'm sorry, I don't remember the specific name. I've got it down here, right here, popped up to tell you exactly what the thing is he's into, but like painting dolls and like traditional Japanese dolls. And through meeting Marin, he's come to learn that he loves making her cosplays, designing the outfits and things like that. And it's one of those things that very early on in the series, one of the, I guess, like mini arcs that gets these characters kind of together is understanding like, hey, it's not about what you like, it's not about what you're interested in, it's about who you are. And I absolutely love that as someone who, you know, used to travel around the country playing a children's card game for money. This is one of my favorite romance stories, and I can't wait to just rip this. I mean, I might just rip this open right now. Anyways, I gotta keep going on the video. Read My Dress Up Darling. It's a little bit at times fan servicey, which is why you get this right here. But I think it's a level to it that is not unbearable, that's not bad in any sense, and I don't think it's like distracting from the overall message and the overall plot of the series. So definitely go check it out if you have not already. I love My Dress Up Darling. Next, we got Irina Vampire Cosmonaut Volume 4. I have no idea what's going on in this volume right here. We are definitely way past the first season of the anime in this volume. I don't even know. I think like Volume 2 probably finished off the first season or something like that. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I really enjoyed this. I think it was like fall of 2021 or so that this came out. I thought it was kind of like one of those sleeper picks. It is kind of a historical, also kind of supernatural romance type deal. This is about the space race, but it's also from the perspective of Russia. They've put monkeys on the moon, they've put dogs on the moon, and they want to put a person on the moon, and they want to be the country to put the first person on the moon, but they try to secretly do a vampire instead because Mother Russia, you know, kind of like race discrimination type thing. But anyways, our male MC and Irina, the vampire cosmonaut, kind of got a thing going for each other in there, and it's a really, really good story in my opinion. I really did enjoy it. You kind of really got the feel as well in like the space race and how there was like an intensity alongside it to be the first country, and the value and the importance of being the first country to be able to do this, and how everybody was just scrapping together everything they could in order to get that title, in order to get that recognition. It's very, very cool. I'm excited to see, because the anime was done beautifully in my opinion in several moments, and I really enjoyed the plot. I'm excited to see how it is in written form as well, especially as it passes past the anime adaptation and what that tells up to this point. I think season 2 was announced or confirmed confirmed? I don't know that for sure. Anyways, we've got Romantic Killer Volume 3. This is a full color, really heavy kind of, but small Viz page. I know this gets a lot of flack on people online, and you know what, I don't really have an opinion on it in terms of what I think it is, what it should be, what it's broadcasted. I just know that Volume 1 was fun. Volume 1 was enjoyable. I won't say it's great. I won't say it's incredible, but it was good enough to keep collecting the volumes and keep reading. It's a short 4-volume series, and I think the anime adaptation on Netflix is even farther. It goes past that with a lot of extra content than what the manga originally provides by Wataru Momose. Hopefully I said that right. This is about a girl who gets stuck and she's gotta find love, but she does not want to find love. So this other entity like tries to force dudes upon her, and these dudes like are falling in love with her left and right, and she's kind of got like a harem going on. I don't really know, reverse harem, but it was an enjoyable first series. I don't know if it was something that I would consider my favorite by any means, or you know, something that I would really even put in my top 5, but if you're looking for a quick fun series to read, Romantic Killer is one that you should put on your list. Now this one I'm really excited about. I actually got this a couple weeks ago straight from the publisher. Denpa LLC was doing a sale like on Twitter. They were saying, hey, we got some copies ready to go of March Comes In Like a Lion. If you want a volume, we have a very limited stock. Just give us a DM and let us know, and we'll reserve you and send you a copy. So thank you so much, Denpa. I bought this from them, but I was super happy to be able to buy this specifically to them because I know March Comes In Like a Lion. A lot of people absolutely loved this anime and the manga, and people have been waiting so long to get this series in their hands. And I know, especially from Denpa's side, the publication of this manga has been excruciating, especially this first volume. I know that Denpa was very transparent about the problems and stuff about getting these volumes. So I was very happy to, again, directly support them in buying it specifically from them. So I'm excited to get into March Comes In Like a Lion. If you do not know, this is about a kid who has a travesty. This is about a kid that has a devastating situation happen to him, and so he has to move in with his father's friend's family. This is a story about maturity. This is a story about building relationships, admiring what you have, recognizing what you have as well. And I've just heard so many good things along with this kid being a professional shogi player. There's a lot of great things in this series, and I'm so excited to finally get a chance to dip my toes in. I've just been waiting and waiting and waiting. I didn't want to watch the anime. I didn't want to spoil it. I want to read it first and then watch the anime. Let me know if you've already read this. I know at the time that I'm recording this is released officially like on store shelves. So if you didn't buy it like I did weeks early and you know you had a lot of work to do and you didn't have time to read it, hopefully you get to read this sooner rather than later. All right, well that was enough of the good stuff. Let's get back to the hot trash. Ari Ferretta from Commonplace to World's Strongest Novel Volume 12. I don't think this is the final volume, but I think we're coming to the close end of this series. This is an isekai series, a fantasy isekai. It is harem as well, and I absolutely love it. I watched the anime originally, and I was like, the anime is so bad, but the plot has so much potential. The characters are so good. I have to read the light novels, and I read the first light novel, and I really enjoyed it, actually. I think that Ryo Shirakome and Takayaki did an excellent job with at least the first volume of this series, so that was enough for me to say, you know what, I'm just gonna buy the rest of the series. I even enjoy the bad anime adaptation that is Ari Ferretta, so why not just get into it? I mean, again, it's hot trash. The next two are going to be from the same creator, the first one being the third omnibus of Fire Force. So Fire Force, an excellent series in my opinion. It's anime, one of the best audio performances in anime, and I'm very excited for the next season. This covers volumes 5 and 6, I believe, of the original series that was created. And these, I mean, these are huge omnibus volumes by Kodansha. They're not coming out as fast as Blue Lock, but oh, I'm sorry, this includes volumes 7 through 9. So I'm gonna have the first 9 volumes. It recently wrapped up in Japan. I don't know if the final volume yet has come out in English in terms of the single volumes, but I know that it's coming pretty close to that point if it hasn't already. And so being so far behind, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna get the omnibus volumes. These are big dogs in here, but the series is a lot of fun. It has a lot of aspects that are dark fantasy as well, so I think there's a happy medium that is met between like the older fans like myself that like shonen and, you know, like the typical 13-year-olds that it's marketed towards. It's very good. It's very well done. It has an excellent story as well, and I can't wait to read more about this, watch more about it, hear more about it, and talk more about it along you all. But a series that was created before that by Atsushi Okubo is the all-famous Soul Eater. Now, this is volume 10 of the Perfect Edition. Soul Eater, an excellent series. I didn't read it prior to these volumes, these Perfect Edition volumes, and I know a lot of people have been saying that Square Enix has really been screwing up these volumes, especially around like, I think it was like volume 6 or 7, 5 or 6, somewhere around there. There was definitely some quality control in these volumes that I know a lot of people jumped off ship for these and just decided, you know what, we'll get the single volumes, but I'm sticking in there because I love black and gold, and I also love collector's editions, so I am getting along into this. I like this series a lot. I think I'd like it a little more if I was like 13. I think that's the difference between like Soul Eater and Fire Force. Not trying to compare them too much because they're two completely different series, but I feel like Soul Eater is more fitting to like the 13-year-old Jake, while Fire Force is more fitting for the present Jake that is doing this recording right now. But that doesn't take away from, like, this is not a bad series by any means. I do enjoy this. I do think it's very good, and I do think if you haven't read it yet, you should pick it up. It is excellent. It's got your classic kind of shonen plot line, so it's easy to follow, easy to understand. There's a lot of great characters, a lot of really cool powers, a lot of great fights as well in this that I've read up to this point, and I'm excited to see where this goes. All right, we're on the back half of this video. God, this video is so long. All my manga haul videos are so long because I buy so much manga. I got volume 7 of Higehiro. After being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway. But on top of volume 7, this was the brand new release that came out just the other week from One Piece Books. I also bought the other volumes of Higehiro, volumes 1 through 6. So now I am up to date on Higehiro volumes. I think volume 8 is the final one. I've seen the anime, which is why I bought all these volumes, and we're okay with buying all these volumes before reading it because I absolutely love the anime. It is, I don't know if it's in my top 5 anime because I've watched a lot of super popular anime and I have a lot of favorites in anime, but if you're looking for an anime that talks about the complexities of relationship, a kind of different coming of age story that maybe in something you wouldn't necessarily expect, that you find incredibly good, dramatic, I don't want to say wholesome, but it like made my heart whole, then Higehiro is one that you definitely should read. I absolutely love this series. I found volumes 1 through 6 on a really good deal on Twitter. Someone was just trying to get away their collection, like they just didn't want it anymore, and so I was like, yeah, this is a really good price. Like I think I got volumes 1 through 6 for like $40 after shipping, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take it, because like these volumes at Kinokuniya are like $13 each. God, I'm getting so hot doing this video. Like I gotta take this sweatshirt off. One series that I bought volume 1 and I don't really know too much about it as of yet, so I'm excited to get into it. Touring After the Apocalypse. This is volume 1. So if you don't remember from a previous manga haul video, I got all of Girls Last Tour, which is a post-apocalyptic, slow pace, just kind of a thinker series, right? Like kind of talks about ethics, philosophicalness, a lot of like smart thinking stuff, just like, okay, just like one of those like hit the blunt moments, like, right, like you see those kinds of memes. That's kind of like what Girls Last Tour is. And so I'm interested in joining in this genre of like people just traveling around during the apocalypse. Now, I don't know exactly if this follows suit like that, if this has like more action in it, this has more comedy in it, maybe a little bit more lighthearted than Girls Last Tour, but I'm excited to get into this. I think volume 2 released recently and volume 3 is coming soon. So this series is just getting started. If you want to jump into it, I believe you can still kind of find this on shelves. I think Touring After the Apocalypse, in terms of the Right Stuff anime where I originally got it, it just recently restocked, and I think it's still in stock at the time of this recording. So I'm excited to jump into it. We'll see what Tweedledee and Tweedledum here have planned for me in this adventure, and maybe I'll tell you how it is. A series where I collected the final volume I needed to be up to date at the time of this recording. I got Black Clover volume 30. I'm now officially up to date. I've got all the Black Clovers I need to right now. Black Clover, I would consider being one of the top shonens as of right now in manga and anime. Yuki Tabata has done an excellent job with this series, and I know it blows people away every single time a new chapter releases, and the anime is very popular as well. So I'm very excited to get into this full force, maybe even get past the anime a little bit. I'm not 100% sure about that. We'll see where it goes, but just an absolute beauty. I think volume 33 is the next volume to release. I'm not 100% sure at the time of this recording, but you know, when it comes out, I'll get it and I'll show you about it. A series that's been done and wrapped up for a hot minute is Kimi ni Todoke, From Me to You. This is a very, very, very popular shoujo series that you can find on Netflix to watch the anime, and I am excited about this. A lot of people have told me about this Shoujo Beat series and told me a little bit about the plot and the synopsis of this series, and it gets me excited. Like, this feels like something that I can really get into as a fan of manga, as someone that wants to get into more shoujo as well. I really think I'm gonna enjoy this. This is the first time I've seen volume 1. I've seen volume 2 a lot out, but not necessarily volume 1 out in the wild at bookstores. So this is it. I gotta get into it now, right? A series that I should start collecting more volumes, especially if you like comedy, action type stuff. It is One Punch Man. One Punch Man, an absolutely incredible seinen superhero comedy series in this times, I would say. One Punch Man is so fun. I watched the first season of the anime. It was super funny. It was almost like surreal comedy, almost. Not necessarily like a Ninja surreal comedy or like a Kaguya-sama, but it just constantly made me laugh with its jokes, its premise, its characters, and the fight scenes were incredible. And I've seen panels as well of the fight scenes. The fight scenes are just brilliant in here. They're absolutely awesome, and I see panels every week when new chapters release, not spoilers, but of characters as well in this series, and it's just, oh god, it's just so beautifully well done, and I can't wait to keep going on this. I got 4 volumes now. I need to keep going. I think volume 26 just released, or whatever this volume is that I put on screen. It's the newest one because it's him running, whatever that one is. I did get a couple volumes as well of Fly Me to the Moon. I finally found volume 4 in the wild. I didn't know this existed. I've been looking for this volume out in Barnes & Noble and other various bookstores for a long time, and I finally got it, and also got volume 5 on top of it at the same time. Fly Me to the Moon is kind of like a, I don't even know if I want to call it supernatural or fantasy, because I don't really know the extent of things yet. It is a romance. Think about it this way. Our main character sees this beautiful girl. He wants to go talk to the beautiful girl. He's like, please marry me, beautiful girl. And she's like, well, I don't know. Then he gets hit by a car. She saves him somehow. And she says, I'll come find you when you're 18. And then when he turns 18, she somehow finds him. He hasn't heard from her since. It's been years. And then they get married and they live out their life together together. So I love this series. It's very, very cute. And the couple volumes that I read, Tonikawa, Fly Me to the Moon, absolutely beautiful. I have a lot of friends that rave about this series, that absolutely love this series. And I keep saying this about a lot of series, especially in this haul. I feel like I'm a broken record. I'm excited to get into this series more, as if I have time to read them all. Now, here we go. This is the second to last video where I will show a haul with The Promised Neverland. I got volumes 15 and 16 here, and I say it's the second to last because next month I will have volumes 17, 18, 19, and 20 in that haul. I just made the order yesterday over on Right Stuff in my weekly Right Stuff haul, and I will have this series completely up to date. Overthrowing the Government, the original series, the original premise, plot, and ending of an incredible series that people really love before the anime adaptation season 2 that doesn't definitely exist at all kind of ruined it apparently. But I don't know, because I haven't seen it and I don't know how it ends. I don't know anything about it. I just know that people have been telling me, read it before you watch it. And so I'm just gonna do just that, you know, as I take your advice, I listen. Another volume 4 that I had struggled a long time to find in bookstores, it is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Volume 4. I finally found this in the wild after that big like Target sale that I bought all of those volumes on in that haul. I've got volume 4. I think the next one that I need is volume 14. I'm a couple volumes behind in the releases, but excellent series. The art in here is beautiful. This is about kind of spirits, the supernatural, and kind of warding off evil in the adventures of a couple high school kids and Hanako-kun, the spirit, the toilet bound spirit, as they say. It's very, very cool. You may have seen the Omnibus Collector recently put out a video unboxing the new box set that just came out. If you want to get this series, get the box set. The box set is incredible looking. It is fantastic. It is one of the best box sets that I've personally ever seen up to this point, especially like a small 10 volume box set. It's not like a One Piece box set or a Tokyo Ghoul box set where it's like 15 to 20 volumes. It's much smaller than that, but they've done so well in the detail of creating that box. Definitely get into it that way, especially if you're like a Right Stuff member. You can check my affiliate link down below, and if you're a member, you can get straight to the sweet deal that they have. I think on Right Stuff you can get it like $78 US before shipping, and then I think it qualifies for free shipping if you get it on top of that. So you're paying like 80 bucks after tax and route insurance if you're like me. But just an excellent series, highly recommended. It's fun, it's good, and I'm excited to continue getting into this and do like a big read as well, because now I have the first like 13 volumes. A series that you've probably heard about recently because it's got an anime adaptation airing right now at the time of this recording. It's Hell's Paradise. I have volumes 11 and 12 right here. Now all I need are 10 and 13, I think. Yeah, 10 and 13 are the only ones that I need left to be able to complete this series. This is a shonen series with an excellent shonen protagonist and one of the most awesome shonen protagonist introductions that I've ever seen personally. And it's definitely one with a lot of mystery, a lot of emotion, a lot of darkness as well, and a lot of just like, it's really cool to read. And I really enjoyed the first volume as well. I wish I like recorded me reading the first volume because my jaw like dropped. I was like, whoa, like this is incredible. I love dark fantasy. It's like one of my top genres that I have on my bookshelves, and Hell's Paradise fits that bill. I've only read the first couple volumes as of right now because I think I want the anime to continue my knowledge of it, but it's just so good. I highly recommend it, Hell's Paradise. Especially try to get it now. I think they're kind of maybe reprinting some of the volumes. At least I feel like I've seen more of the volumes as of late, and they're probably going to be flying off the shelves too, because I think Hell's Paradise is up there for like anime of the season from what I've been seeing on like polls and stuff like that. So it's super popular. A series I did get up to date though. It's not completed, it's not done yet, but it is up to date now on my bookshelf. I got volumes 10, I got volume 11, and I got volume 12 to be up to date on the DanMachi, or Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, on the side Sword Oratoria. This is the side series that follows Ace Wallenstein, I believe her last name is. I know her first name is Ace, as part of the DanMachi series and the Loki Familia and their adventures that correlate in line with the official Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon story. DanMachi is arguably my favorite series of all time. It's up there with Chainsaw Man, it's up there with Spy Family, and so this was actually, longtime viewers will just know this by heart at this point. This was the first like manga and light novel series that I picked up, Sword Oratoria Volume 1, because I was like, I had no idea that this anime had a side story. And I love side stories. I love getting to know the characters more. I love getting to know the environment more. I love maybe finding little tidbits of why things happen, how characters come to the way they are. I absolutely love that. That's why the latest season of DanMachi is arguably the best season ever of DanMachi, in my humble opinion. I don't know if it's right. It is right. You have no right to tell me I'm wrong. Right, wrong. Anyways, very excited for this, and very excited for volume 13 when that comes out. We're so close to being done, just a couple more volumes to go. This is a brand new series. Jeez, I can't get this. This is a brand new series I'm putting on my bookshelf, and it's inspired me because I've been watching the anime, and this series is one that has many different timelines, universes, worlds, essentially, that all kind of garner the same idea and concept, just with, you know, different plots, different characters, things like that for the most part. I got into volume 1 of Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origin. This is Activation. I have really been loving Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury, right? And so with Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury, I feel like that has a plot line and stuff that you don't really need much preface from other things. The only other time I've tried Gundam, I don't know exactly which one it was, but I feel like I missed something. I feel like it was just a really bad recommendation of like what to watch, because I didn't have any prior knowledge of anything Gundam before that. But with really liking The Witch from Mercury, I've decided that I want to try to get into more of the Gundam stories, the Gundam legacy. So what better way to start it in terms of manga than going to one that literally says the origin, right? Like I didn't do any research, but I just kind of feel like that makes sense. Anyways, let me know your favorite Gundam series, and if I were to go into the anime, what I should watch. This is also done by Vertical, and these books are awesome in my opinion. I absolutely love this. I wish I could tell you more about like the texture on this and how this feels, and the colors are just gorgeous as well, and these pages feel like the Soul Eater Perfect Edition type thing, so they're thicker. I feel like they last really well, and then there's also some colored pages scattered in there as well. So this is just, in my opinion, a really well done volume, and I can't wait to get more of these. If maybe you don't want to get into the extensive history that is Gundam, which is, I think, arguably as a franchise longer than One Piece in terms of, you know, how long they've been around, not necessarily volumes put out, and you just want a short series, pick up Crazy Food Truck. This is the third and final volume of this series by Rokuro Ogaki. Hopefully I said that correctly. This is about a dude who runs around and drives his little food truck around apocalyptic Japan. I believe it's Japan. Anyways, an apocalyptic land, and tries to sell food. He picks up this chick on the side of the road. She loves eating food. They tag team together for some adventures. This is the end of the 3-volume series. I really enjoyed volume 1. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was really goofy. I gotta read volume 2 and 3 now to be able to finish out the series, but I mean, again, after volume 1, if you just want a fun, short little adventure that gives you some good laughs, has some decent characters, some decent writing, some cool action scenes, Crazy Food Truck is up there. It's a little bit more obscure in terms of your shonen and whatnot, but Actually, is this shonen or is this seinen? I don't know. It's one of those two. But anyways, you kind of know the genre it fits under. 2 more volumes left. This one by a legendary mangaka, Rumiko Takahashi. This is Maison Ikoku, I believe it's pronounced. This is a beautiful, these are beautiful books that are done by Viz in this style. This is a classic series, I believe, by Rumiko Takahashi that is being reprinted and remade in these, or I guess I should say published in these kind of books, because Viz is doing an excellent job about printing all of her series as of right now. You know, Urusei Yatsura just finished up recently. Mao is currently printing right now. There was Mermaid Saga, those 2 volumes. Also this, I believe the final volume, volume 10, I think it is, just recently came out. And I know a lot of people like Boogie Snacks have been hyping up this series as one that you definitely need to read. So I found volume 1 out in the wild. I've got volume 2 now. I'm going to try to do a read here soon of those 2 volumes, see where it's at. And I mean, just the excellent, beautiful art in itself of a legendary mangaka is enough to go get these volumes essentially and read more of her work, because I feel like the more that I read from her, the more that I really enjoy out of the stuff that she has produced over the years. Just an absolutely influential person on manga in general, especially for women in manga. So it's just awesome to see stuff like this being made and accessible and put on shelves for people like me to jump in and enjoy. The last one that I've got here is one that I remember a long time ago, like before it actually came out in English print. I was like, man, I kind of want to read this. I don't really know exactly everything that it's about, but I want to try it out. I want to see what it is. It is The Girl with the Sanpaku Eyes. Now, this is also another volume that I got from Denpa when they were doing their sale. When they asked if I wanted anything else along with March Comes In Like a Lion, I was just browsing through their site, because Denpa is not a publishing company that I have like any volumes of. And so I was like, I wonder what else they've, you know, licensed and published. And I saw this and I was like, whoa, I wanted to read this a long time ago. I didn't even know there's like 3 volumes out of this already. I don't think I've seen a single volume of this series, because I remember seeing this online and being like, yo, when this comes out, I think I kind of want it. I want to try it. And so I think this is like a high school romance series. She's got very intimidating eyes and stuff like that, but I think she's like very shy and well-mannered and stuff like that. And so you kind of get the wrong deal with her, at least in first impressions and stuff. And so I think that's like part of the gimmick of this series. But I'm excited to try to read this and get into it. These are not long volumes, but they're fully colored volumes as well. And just like March Comes In Like a Lion, I think it's done really well in terms of like the cover, the binding, and things like that, the printing. I think it's very cool. It's a little bit, I would say, lean to the right over here, but I don't really worry about those at all per se. But I'm excited to get into this. This looks like fun, and you know, this is also the last manga volume of the haul. Oh my gosh. That's it. That's about all 50. I think it's 50 from when I counted. I don't really know. I'm not a math major. I just counted touchdowns and basketball 3-pointers. Anyways, in the meantime, as I try to get that done, please make sure to go watch the videos over here. I think they're pretty cool videos. I think they're fun. I think you might enjoy them, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and keep getting manga. See you later.